to be here with all of you. Thank you guys for all of your kind messages for my daughter. She's doing much better than she was. Still not quite there, but we're getting there. So she's improving. She's definitely doing a lot better than she was. I was sorry to miss the new moon energy is before. It was actually the day of the video that all of that happened. Well, the day that was supposed to be the day of the video. That she had to be picked up and she was not in a good place for about 6 days. So I missed the new moon in Gemini, but Mars and Jupiter are still in Aries, and it's still really great potential for working on different things that are new, things that are like where you've never been before, kind of thing. Could even be like new thinking, could be a new eating strategy that you come up with, but really try to initiate something new in this energy because you have so much support for it. We have the full moon in Sagittarius, ruled by that Jupiter in Aries, coming up on the 14th. I also missed out on sharing with all of you that you could register if you're on my mailing list, then you got the heads up. But I wanted to let everybody know about the free astrology symposium that I'm a part of. There are 22 of us all together. And this is a 3-week event. If you sign up now and register now, you'll get the recordings that have already gone out. They started going out on the 6th of June. But you can catch up with those at your leisure. And each of us that participated donated a free gift. So I know my interview is on the 24th, but there are a lot of very well-known astrologers. I'm not going to start naming people because I'll definitely forget some of them. But, don't miss out if you have opportunity to sign up for that. It's free, and you get free gifts from each person that participated. So I wanted to give everybody the heads up about that. And I will leave the link to sign up in the description box, and I will also pin it in the comments, so it will be the top comment. So you can just click on that link that ends with my name and register there. And then Suzanne's team will get the videos to you that you've missed, so you can get all caught up and keep up with the daily videos as well. So I hope that a lot of you take advantage of that. I felt terrible that I wasn't able to share it with you, but things happen that we're not always in control of. So at the time of the June 14th full moon, it's a super moon, meaning the moon is closer to the earth, so it's going to be giant. It's also known as the strawberry moon. And in London, that takes place at 12:51 p.m. and Central Standard Time at 6:51 a.m. And then in Sydney, it's 9:51 p.m. So Mercury is going to be exactly where he was between eclipses. So the 1st of May is where Mercury is going to be. So that can kind of dredge up a little bit of that eclipse energy. But we're, moving in new directions. We're just still going to be visiting what's been going on. So I want to mention that Saturn had stopped at 25 degrees of Aquarius before he began to move backward on the 6th. I mean, there's the 4th through the 6th, but when he actually ticked by a minute, it was the 6th of June. And when Mars comes to rest hang on, I'm looking at my dates. So Mars in October, in the beginning of October, Mars is going to come to where he was at the time that the United States was founded, and he will be at 25 Gemini in a harmonious trine to where Saturn was in Aquarius when we had all of these shootings. We know with Pluto going through Capricorn, just like Metatron and Nostradamus talked about at the beginning of the pandemic, that it would show fissures, cracks, cavernous gaps in competence of the government. It really is the government's responsibility to keep us safe. We're not safe here, clearly, in the United States because lawmakers are beholden to the NRA. I was glad to see that Mitt Romney was the one and only Republican who signed on, who has something to lose. I was glad to see his courage. In the gun bill that went out today, I'm making this on the 12th. I mean, it didn't go nearly as far as 90%. More than 80% of us want it to go as far as background checks and keeping AR 15s out of the hands of those who are not mentally fit. I don't think that, my personal belief is that we can shoot varmints with something other than an AR 15. But at least it's a step. Expect this stuff to come back. Like October, beginning of October, but then October 22nd to November 8th, Mars is sitting at that space in that trine to where Saturn was. So I'm sure that there will be things happening that we would consider volatile. The energy that we're in is volatile. July 1st, we will have Mars come to the end of Aries and square Pluto. So that could be big changes. It could be Earth changes too in that vibration. But it's interesting that as Mars sits there in a trine to where Saturn was when all of those shootings happened, he's where he was when the United States was founded. So the United States is having their Mars return, and it's eclipse season. That's the 25th of October and then the 8th of November. So he will be there engaged with where Saturn was for a long time. And during this week where we had the hearings for January 6th and the school shooting. So expect that those things will be coming up to be looked at again. Maybe we'll get some more information, but Mars deals with weapons, Mars warfare, but this would be more linked with words because of Gemini. So we'll have to see what exactly goes on with that. I also wanted to mention that at the end of August, we're going to start feeling that Saturn-Uranus square energy that we had going on all of 2021. So, if things went on business as usual for you, then most likely that won't affect you. But if you are one of the people and you have a fixed sign, like your sun is in Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio, those people will be more affected, and the water signs also. So that's going to begin at the end of August. Saturn square Uranus. We'll feel it all through the month of September and October, and then into beginnings of November. That'll end up petering out like mid-November. So let's figure by Thanksgiving. But Mars will continue to stay in Gemini, and he will hit the Uranus of the United States in the first week of September. And then Mars is going to meet the Mars of the United States at the end of October, right at eclipse season. And remember, Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, where we have the South Node. So he will rule the eclipse that's near the South Node. As we come to that, I'll talk about it more. But just to give you a heads up, that could be quite action-packed these next few months. So really, like the Sabian symbol that blew away, I'm gonna I don't think I had started this video. I started another video and the light fell onto the camera. I start all over. But the Sabian symbol is about where the moon is. So at 20, I don't think I even said the degree on this video, but it's at 25 Sagittarius. And the moon is there. And it's about opening the door of a cottage and seeing a little bluebird waiting at the door. I associate Michael with blue, and bluebird I always think of being a messenger. But it's really like something good is waiting on the other side of the door. And then the moon Jupiter, who is ruling the full moon, where he is in Aries. He's at 6 degrees of Aries. That is about, now I have to, I had it in my head, but we're gonna, oh yeah, it's about a square. And light is shining very brightly on one side of the square. So it's really like focus on what is working for you and just kind of put the rest to the side and just expect that those things will come up as the timing kicks in for it. Um, Saturn retrogrades for a few times every year, 3 times, and he is finishing up his last retrograde now in Aquarius, and then next, of course, he'll move into Pisces. So I know Aquarians are happy to hear that he is getting ready to wrap up where he's been in your sign, but we do have just a lot of still very volatile um, energy going on. But for starting something new, for doing something that you've never done before, or having a relationship like you've never had before, this is very promising and encouraging energy. We have for the full moon, of course, full moons are always illuminating, right? The moon or the sun shines on the moon and brings something to our attention. It's also a time of releasing, but because of that, Mars with Chiron in Aries, and then Jupiter is with the asteroid Sphinx. This could be things that you've maybe suspected for a long time that are coming up, but this really, with this quintile between Venus and the moon, is asking you, it's speaking to your heart, is what Metatron is saying. Asking you to follow the path he's saying most suited to bringing you joy and happiness and fulfillment of the heart. That's really what this is about. And we have also a great new moon coming in Cancer, but this is really like this, the astrology is really about doing something new, doing something different. Money issues coming up to be changed, and then like looking at new ways of handling. He's saying like when if someone has wronged you, very important time to letting that go. That's that sextile from Pluto to the sun. So really like any old entrenched. Well, he's bringing up phobias, but anything that has like a connecting you in a disharmonious way to a certain time in your life or people, that this is a time probably that will come up to be healed and let go of, right? Mars with Chiron is almost like childlike wonder. And when you throw in the Sphinx with Jupiter, it's really unlimited potential. And because of the square, excuse me, from Neptune, between, I don't have any water, between the sun and the moon, it tells me that, yeah, he's showing me almost like the Fool in the tarot, but kind of like blindfolded, stepping off a cliff kind of thing, and just waiting to see. He's saying, don't worry, you'll be rescued. And he's showing me kind of like when I jumped off the cliff, when I did my cliff diving, or I don't even know, I can never remember what it's called, hand gliding. You jump off the cliff and the wind caught us and we went way, way higher than we had been. So think of it like that. And this isn't just the universe meeting you halfway. This is the universe meeting you almost there. But of course, so Saturn is in a loose square to Venus. That says like make sure you got everything all lined up and everything organized, especially because Mercury is still in shadow until I believe it is the 14th of, or sorry, not the 14th. 2 days later would be the 16th of June that he will then be finished with his shadow. And we can all go about our lives as usual. But yeah, this is, especially, I'm going to talk more next time about the chart of the United States and all of those things that we have coming up with that Mars transit. It's interesting, too, that, Venus is ruling Uranus. She's with the North Node. She's with Pallas Athena. that tells me like you will know in your heart what it is that is true when stuff does start coming up or when an idea comes to you. He's talking about ideas percolating. And he wants to encourage everyone to just, get out and enjoy life and not to be glued to the television sets, and just kind of making our way, ignoring like the swamp and all the noises coming from the swamp. And remember that Spirit has your back and that he's okay. He is saying that we are protected. We can ask each of us for protection, and that we don't have cause to like allow ourselves to fall into fear over what could fall, what the fallout could be for the next few months moving forward. Um, yeah. Is there anything else, Metatron? And then he's also saying that dreams will be illuminating. Right now, we have Nessus and Juno on a fixed star in Pisces that speaks to dreams. So that's interesting too. And they are square almost to Uranus. So, and the sign of the Hierophant is Taurus. So, really, with Uranus going through Taurus, it could be, changing something that's been in effect for a long time. And with that, he's leaning toward relationships and housing, actually, is what he's talking about with that. So, anyway, guys, I will, next time I'm on, I'll talk about the class that I'm doing about the planets. I'll probably send that out to everyone on the mailing list who would like a chance to sign up. But I wanted everybody to sign up for the astrology symposium that I'm a part of, since I was supposed to advertise that a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, you guys, I really do appreciate all of your encouraging messages for Bay. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. And of course, I pass those along to her, even though she's aware. But yeah, so great talking to you guys again, connecting with all of you. And I'll look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully, this next week coming up, maybe in a week or so, we can connect again. So, all right, everybody, send you so much love. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. All right, take care. Bye bye.